Welcome back, my foamers and foamettes. We are going to be talking about something very important today, the bubble gem set. Whether you are a ranked player or a casual player, this is important for you to get an edge over the battlefield. What you want to do is go to your customizations options and you want to go to your bubble gem set. Now you get gems by completing the pass. As you see, I have 235 up there at the top right. You get them by completing the pass. Now you might be wondering, what is a bubble gem set? These are bonus stats that you can have on top of the character that you play. You could do this two ways. One, use stats that fit to your liking, the way that you like to play, or use stats that fit with your character. I highly recommend using stats that fit with your character if you want to be more serious with Foamstars, but if not, just go ahead and use what you actually want to use for your character. If you want in-depth guides of characters, how they play, what you should do with them, as well as the gem sets that I think is best for them, let me know in the comments below and I might start popping out some character guides. Let me briefly explain what each effect does, that way when you're setting up your own bubble page, you know exactly what you're choosing. So the SSS gauge passive fill up rate is going to be your super. Whenever you see SSS, that is the super for your character. There are 5 ways to fill up your super. The first way is by just standing there, passively. It will fill up by itself. The second way is going to be chilling out an opponent. So when you ball them up, slide into them, it's going to give you more of your super. The third way is saving your teammate from being balled up. Again, slide into them, gives you your super. The fourth way is by foaming up the map, whether you are foaming on top by piling up on top of each other or just filling up the map with foam, you will get your super that way. And the last way that you get your super is by hitting the opponent. So there's a lot of ways to get super, but if you can manage to incorporate all that inside of your playstyle, you get your super more often than not. So again, the passive is going to be how you fill up your super just by standing there. The second one that we have is skill cooldown time. This is going to be for your skills, not your super, your skills. This is going to decrease how long it takes for it to come back. The next one that we have is foam damage recovery speed. So whenever you get hit by foam, you're going to start to see foam pile up on your character. This stat will decrease how long it takes for the foam to wear off of your character so you're healthy again. The next one we have is movement speed up. This increases the speed of you running, not the speed of you sliding. Keep that in mind. The next one is increasing the speed of you sliding, not the speed of you running. Keep that in mind. The next one here is speed on opponent's foam. So whenever you are on the opponent's foam, you start to notice your character gets sluggish and maybe start walking really slow. This is a very good effect to have if you don't want to feel sluggish, if you don't want to feel slow, and you still want to be able to combat inside of the enemy's foam. The next one we have is the reload speed up. Again, self-explanatory here. Just, speed up your reloading time. The next one that we have is SSS gauge fill rate on hit up. Remember what we said, SSS gauge is your super. So when you hurt someone, it will actually fill up faster with this stat. Remember again, SSS gauge foam pile fill up. It's going to fill up faster by just foaming the ground and piling up your foam. The next one we have is pushback distance. If you didn't know, some characters actually have pushback distance, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think this also impacts how far you push an opponent when you slide into them. But don't quote me on that, but I think it works like that because I noticed a difference when I had it on. But you do push back people with abilities or with your kit, so keep in mind that if anything has pushback on your character's kit, this will enhance that pushback effect. The next one that we have is the jump ability up. So just jumping, it makes you jump higher. The next one we have is slide jump. You jump higher by slide jumping. And then the last one that we have, or the last two that we have, foamed up movement speed. So if you are foamed up, if you're like in a foam ball, you actually can move faster with this setup to get back to your team as fast as possible. And then the last one is slide save recovery rate. This one is going to be how much health you have after someone saves you. So are you going to be sudsed up or are you going to be really, really healthy once you pop out? That was a mouthful, but now we have all the available effects explained. Let's talk about how you actually use them. So when you click a empty spot, it's going to fill up. You're going to spend energy. With each slot, it's going to cost more. The first slot is 1 stone. The second slot is 2 stones. And the third slot is 3 stones. You get stones by the battle pass. You'll always get stones that way. After you complete the battle pass, you'll still get stones for over leveling. Keep that in mind. So when you do a roll, it's going to give you a random ability. So you see I have SS gauge passive fill rate up to A. So if I wanted to keep that, I can. Now you might be thinking, well, why are there letters? Like, what does that do? Well, the letters enhance how strong it is. So when we have a higher letter, the stronger it is. One thing you want to keep in mind though, is that let's just say, oh, you keep rolling E's or you roll D's or C's. If you look at the bottom right there, it says times until S rank, guaranteed S rank. If I roll this skill 14 more times, I will get a guaranteed S rank. So essentially, you can either be very lucky and have a full S rank loadout, or you will eventually get there anyway. It's still rewarding you with an S rank regardless, which I think is really cool. And then as you see, we have the final slot. Well, let's say, well, I don't want this anymore. Well, just hover over it and you'll get a new one. And there you go. Now I got pushback distance, right? And again, you want to make sure that you're matching with the character or your play style. We're using the barista door, so I'm going to actually match for the barista door. So I'm going to decline this because I don't want it, right? I don't want the pushback. I don't care about the pushback. I don't even have anything that's good at pushback. But the jump ability is something that I will want. So then I would keep rolling until I get something that's good, the jump ability, or until I get something that's better. So reload speed, that's actually not bad, but I still don't want it. And that is going to be how you set up your bubble gym set. It's very easy, very straight to the point, but I also think it's something that's very overlooked. If this video helped you, make sure you suds up that like button so that way YouTube knows it helps you and it's going to push it out to other players that might need that help. But until next time, you know what I always say, think you guys are doing what? Popping often. Will often.